Welcome back to the show, and this is your host, David Yanis, again here at the ICRS 2013 in St. Louis, and we're on our last day of broadcasting and recording and everything, and I was asked just a week ago if I can get this tall gentleman in. You might recognize him as the voice of many characters on VeggieTales, and of course, Larry Boy, Mr. Michael Nawrocki.
Nawrocki, that's
I got
right.
it right. I almost
had it. Yeah, way to go, man.
Hey, man, so how's your experience been so far here at the ICRS?
It's been great. Been here a couple days and done some interviews. We're excited. We're premiering a sneak peek of our Christmas episode this evening.
Oh, okay.
So, so Mary Larry is the name of that one.
Mary
Larry and the True Light of Christmas. Yeah, so.
I can imagine that one already just with the title.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
I've been a fan of VeggieTales for many years. My kids, of course, watched it, and my wife's watched it as well. And then, like I was telling you before we came on the air, especially this last with McLarry and the Stinky Cheese.
Yep.
We enjoyed a pre-screening of it, and it was so amazing. My kids were like, "Oh, we're too old to watch VeggieTales." I go, "Man, you're never too old. Come on, let's watch it." I had to really get them in that living room, and then they all start sitting down, and they're motioning around, getting their chips or getting their soft drink and getting relaxed. And all of a sudden I look back, and they're cracking up in the kitchen, and they come back, and they're all laying down watching it. And,
that's awesome.
And they just enjoyed it, and they understood the story, of course. But they're like, "Yeah, this is." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, Dad, they've really gotten really good, haven't they? He goes, of course they know everything. It must be the CNG.
The CGI animation. Yeah, exactly.
But tell us, what was the storyline? Who put the storyline together? Did you put it together for them?
Yeah, we put it together at Big Idea. That's what we do. We primarily, we build scripts and stories, and we typically will have 3 or 4 ideas going at once, and then once we get the idea for the story, we'll develop it into a script, and then we'll go over that, and then make it into a story reel. But creating that story, typically takes about 6 months, and by the time we got the story right, then we go into animation.
So how many do you put out a year?
We do 3 a year, and we always have several episodes in various forms of various stages in production. So for instance, right now this one's coming out. We're finishing up on our Christmas show, and then we're also working on. We're about ready to go into animation on our show for next spring.
Wow! So you're already working spring?
Yeah. Already we're working spring, and we've got ideas brewing for next Christmas.
You have to be about 9 months ahead.
At least a year ahead.
Yeah,
because our summer show, we're developing the screenplay for our summer show.
And the VeggieTales genre, that just took off. What year is that when that came out?
We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary this year.
20 years.
Yeah, so 1993.
In our show, we always just like to pat everybody on the back for longevity.
All right,
longevity.
Yeah.
That's what it is about ministry. It's like, it's about stay. It does not matter how fast you get there.
Yeah.
It matters how long you stay in it.
Yeah,
and the quality that you bring with it, and the growth, and I can see that there's been a lot of just growth and quality. Even this last one, I haven't seen one for years, and it just took me back to remember. My favorite one was the one with the chocolate bunny.
Oh yeah, Rack Shack and Benny.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah,
and it's like the kids will sing that still. The bunny, the bunny.
Oh, what a bunny.
Yeah. They love that. So without giving the entire plot away, give us a highlight of what the
sure, absolutely.
Cheeses.
Well, McLarry plays a misfit barbarian. He's a member of a group of barbarians. They're actually barbarians who give bad haircuts, so it's the name. And they're doing battle with Rome, and so the two peoples are kind of bickering back and forth. And McLarry, he's not into that. He doesn't like to battle. He likes to invent, and so but among his own tribe, he's sort of a misfit because he doesn't like to battle because it's a battling culture, and so. People don't understand what he does and what his thing is, and so but his gifts of inventing end up healing the rift between the two peoples, and so it's a message in getting along with others and using the gifts that God gave you to help other people. So
amen. And how'd you come up with that idea?
It was one of the ideas we thought the stinky cheese. Yeah, the stinky cheese.
Tell us about that part.
We love the idea of doing kind of a Scottish Celtic sort of thing, kind of a Braveheart feel, vegetables and kilts, and so it started off with that idea of having, just in that world, and then we just developed it internally. A guy named Dustin Ballard, who worked with us for a number of years, came up with the initial concept, and then we developed it out into a story from there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever envision this 20 years ago?
Oh, absolutely not. No, we just, we really wanted to tell stories that would help parents pass on biblical values to their kids. That first episode that we did, "Where's God and I'm Scared," was one of the very first things done in computer animation. The industry was so new at the time. We felt we had important stories to tell. And we hoped that we could keep telling them, but making that first one was such a big hurdle for us. I just remember feeling relieved. Oh, we made a story. Great. What do we do now? And so, but now 20 years later, it's just amazing to see, what the lives it has touched and how God has used it over the years.
And what's big ideas, biggest accomplishments you think in the past 20 years?
Well, I think like you said, longevity. To have been here 20 years is pretty.
It's tough. I mean, you look at a lot of the animation, even in secular world. I mean, like Hanna-Barbera, they had to make a lot of changes for Cartoon Network, and then had a lot of Boomerang just to keep things moving. And there's a lot of changes in the industry. And you have a lot of things. There's other people that come up with different animations and stuff. So just to have that, I like to tell everybody this: it's content. That's what keeps. We have so many people listening on our radio and TV station, and we don't publicize. We don't really get out there, but people come back. We have 376 hours of listening just on our radio station every day. And it's because the content. The content brings people back like this. The content brings them back. They know they're going to get a good story for their kids, and the parents even enjoy watching them. So
well, we love that, and we spend so much time trying to get that content right, trying to get the story entertaining and to flow, and to really highlight the lessons well. And so we really work hard at it, and we're just thrilled that we've had the reception that we've had over the years.
Any big celebration coming up for the 20-year milestone?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, part of, it was Christmas of '93 when we started, and so our big Christmas celebration is coming up this year. So we've got some, around that Christmas show, we've got some great partnerships with Operation Christmas Child, and also we have a live show that's touring, Happy Birthday Bob and Larry, that's going around the country in celebration of our 20 years as well. So the tour rolled out in spring, and then we took a break in the summer, and it's rolling out again in the fall. So coming hopefully to a town near you.
Oh wow!
So folks can check out VeggieTales.com and to get information about the live show.
And the planning for the next 20 years?
Yeah, we're planning for the next 20 years. We want to just keep telling stories. We feel like stories have such a powerful impact in kids' lives. Kids get their idea of how the world works from stories, and we just want to continue to tell stories that remind kids that God made them special and He loves them very much.
You came out during a perfect storm when VHS and DVD DVD was coming on top of VHS, and that became a very exciting thing for people to have. That was like a perfect storm.
It really was. A lot of it was the right place at the right time. The emergence of computer animation, nonlinear editing. I see your Final Cut over here. It's like you can't imagine putting something this together with the traditional linear editing. It's just and all that technology converging, and then home video, and later DVD. It was just been It's been great.
Can you imagine what's going to be delivering the messages and stuff in 20 years?
Oh, yeah. Well, and for us, we're looking toward the next 20 years. We just signed a deal with Netflix to produce a direct-to-Netflix series with VeggieTales. So we're going to continue doing our DVDs like we always have, but also do a Netflix series as well.
And when will McLarry and the Stinky Cheese Battle be released?
This one's coming out July 27th.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So we'll make sure that this is airing around that time for you. So
that sounds
you can
great.
have that and stuff. Awesome. Can we give us a quick Larry boy for everybody?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Always remember, God made you special, and He loves you very much. Goodbye.
Amen. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thanks, David. Appreciate it.
God bless. And we'll be back with another great guest.